Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Pasha again, the author of Double Cross, the 4-book series. You should go and get it. As I said initially or before, the Double Cross is not just the name of my book. It's a metaphor for all the lies and things that we've been taught and said about us throughout our history. Our entire history has been stolen from us. Every single aspect of our history has been stolen. And one of my missions is to point out to you why and how. Now, in Genesis 15, verse 13, the Most High says, "Know that surely thy seed, thy offspring, shall be a stranger in the land that is not their own. And the people there shall enslave them and afflict them 400 years." Now, white people, Jews from Europe, want you to believe that they are the people described in this prophecy. That they, white people, Europeans, were those enslaved by Pharaoh. Even though there is no historical facts found anywhere in the entire world showing that white people lived in Egypt at the time of any of the 25 pharaohs that ruled Egypt. In fact, there is no hieroglyphics showing white people in Egypt for even a day, let alone 400 years. Europeans, white men and women, have for hundreds of years robbed the tombs of our pharaohs, taking everything they could find back to their homes, private collections, and museums all across Europe. Germany, France, England, Russia, the Netherlands, even taking the bodies of the pharaohs themselves. They have turned the entire country of Egypt upside down, looking for and trying to understand how we, black men, built pyramids, how we mapped out the constellations in the heavens, how we learned internal surgeries and to embalm our dead. And yet, with all their searching and exploring, they are yet to show the world one bone fragment or hair belonging to a white man. Had they would have shown it to the world. This is the double cross. So let's back up. Who is the Most High speaking to, saying, "thy seed"? He's talking to Abraham after giving him his mission and changing his name from Abram, father in Hebrew, to Abraham, father of the blacks. In Genesis 17, verses 4 through 5, the Most High says, "You will certainly become a father of many nations. Your name will no longer be Abram. Your name will become Abraham. For I will make you a father of many nations. I will make you fruitful. Nations and kings will come from you." Now, two things. First, the significance of the Most High changing his name once given his mission, because a thing's name is its essence. This is where the inner spiritual powers originate, with the name. The name always corresponds with the destiny. In our native lands, even among Native Americans, Incas, Aztecs, Polynesians, there's a ceremony given prior to the naming of the child. Sean Carter changed his name to Jay-Z, and look how he went from rags to riches. Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Queen Latifah, Jamie Foxx, and so many others found their essence in their name. This is why one of the first things that our white enslavers did to us was to change our names and give us his names. Names with no essence, empty of purpose and meaning. He made us Toms and Dicks and Larrys and Jeffs. For me, it's unbelievable how so many people I know are upset over my name change from Kent to Pasha. This is how ignorant we are at this late stage in the game. This is the double cross. In the Holy Quran, Surah 2, ayat 31 to 34, the Most High says, "And I taught Adam their name, their nature of all things. Then I placed them before the angels and said, tell me their nature, their essence, if you are right." The angel said, "Glory to thee. Of knowledge we have none except what thou hast taught us. In truth, it is thou who art perfect in knowledge and wisdom." Allah said, "O Adam, tell them their names, their nature." And when Adam had told them, Allah said, "Did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and I know what you reveal and what you conceal?" Then behold, the Most High said to the angels, "Bow down to Adam." And they bowed down except Iblis, not a devil or a snake, but an arrogant heavenly body. Now, prior to the Most High's command to bow down to Adam, the angels only bowed down to God himself. However, the power in the knowing, the nature, the essence, the name of all creation gave man dominance over all we see in this world. Thus, the angels in bowing down have no choice but to aid the children of Adam, and they do so invisibly in what you see and what we do not see. The Most High changes Abram's name to Abraham. In Hebrew, Ham means black. In the apartheid boys over in South Africa, if you remember those cats, D.W. Botha, President de Klerk, they used Ham in the Bible, one of the sons of Noah, to justify apartheid. And in the Bible, Ham is cursed. Now you understand the Bible has been altered for this whole reason. Once blacks were being enslaved, they couldn't bow down to blacks, so they had to change the narratives in order to curse blacks, in order so they could put themselves as God, the angels, the Messiah, the prophets, etc. Now, in Africa, the Africans say that the country belongs to them. Did you know that the continent was renamed Africa after a white British explorer named John Africanus Horton? It's why the white Africans in South Africa say the country is theirs. And they took the country from the people living there originally, just like they did the Native Americans here and other places around the world. So, you're an African American. Really? A child of the white British explorer John Africanus Horton? He's giving you your name. Just like the slaves here in America. We are Negroes. We are Afro-Americans. We are color black. We are the only nation without a national identification. Every other nation has one. The Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the Brazilians, the Cubans, the Haitians, the Dominicans, all have a national identity. They all come. We are their mother and father, and yet we don't know our name. It's why we are powerless. And for the record, you should know that Abraham was Chaldean, and they, the Chaldeans, are black. His first son, Ishmael, was born by Hagar, an Egyptian woman. Now, Hagar is also the mother of the Israelites. Hagar, Egyptian, is the lady that was taken out to the desert by Abraham and left there. And she ran from between the mountains, Safa and Marwa, looking for water for her son because her water had run out. And for the record, you should know that Abraham was Chaldean and that the Chaldeans were black. His first son, Ishmael, was born by Hagar, an Egyptian woman. Now, first of all, let me say that the Egyptian women were the prize, just like you hear about Cleopatra and the Caesar and Anthony, marrying her, coming all the way to Egypt to back her up. This is the beauty. This is where the beauty came from. And Sarah was jealous of the Egyptian woman. She was Chaldean, but she was jealous of Hagar's beauty. And she had Abraham take her son and took them out to the desert. Now, Hagar ran out of water, so she would go up, run to the mountain, the top of Safa, and look for water. Then she'd go back to the mountaintop of Marwa and look for water, and she did this 7 times. And when she came back to where her son was laying in the sand, where he had kicked his feet, the well water had sprung up, which they call Zamzam. And that water still flows there today. And this is why when you take the Hajj to Mecca, you go between Safa and Marwa 7 times in honor of Hagar, an Egyptian black woman. Okay? And the Kaaba in Mecca was built by Abraham and his son, 2 black men. And the Muslims, 1 billion of us, face that direction every day. This is honor. This is prestige that the Most High has given us. Now, the Most High tells the father of the blacks, Abraham, that he's the father of many nations. Not just one nation, many nations. Had Abraham been white, he would be the father of only one nation, because a white man can only procreate with a white woman. This is why black men were lynched and burnt alive, and why laws were passed in all 50 states prohibiting a black man to have a relationship with Miss Ann. Now, reading the scripture, we see how the Hebrews were prohibited from intermingling with other nations, being the quote-unquote chosen people. That would mean that Egypt, Judea, the land of Canaan, Babylonia, and Persia should be filled with white people, all of which should have been found somewhere in the hieroglyphics, on some stone tablet, in the sacred Dead Sea Scrolls, in the Egyptian text, the cuneiform language, or the universal Aramaic language. And yet there exists today not one shred of paper, stone, or a mural depicting white people in Egypt for 400 years. This is the double cross. In Genesis 15, verse 14, the Most High says, "But I will judge the nation you will serve." The white enslavers, the colonialists, the apartheid barbarians. And after that, you will go out from bondage with many goods. This is a prophecy. One they want us, to believe was done centuries ago, instead of one that we today are awaiting its fulfillment. You have to know the law, the divine decree, in order to use it. They know the truth of this prophecy. It's why they stormed the Capitol January 6th, to keep white power in the presidency. It's why they got us down in the streets without being held accountable. It's why they refuse to employ us and allow us to live where we want. It's why they feed us miseducation and misdirection and all-out lies. You have to know that our suffering has a divine purpose. Let me say that again. You have to know that our suffering has a divine purpose. If you believe all the lies told to you about yourself, who you are, that you cannot rise up to greatness, then so shall it be done unto you. You are what you believe you are. You are not a nigger. You are not a coon. You are not a monkey. A thing's name is its essence, its power, source. I thank you for your time. This is the Double Cross.